their money, and they want me to reduce my money because they went and took this particular loan. But when I was talking to Mr. Watts says, hey, for you and for your clients and for individuals who will call me, I will cap them out as, say, 3%. So you won't run into those issues where, I call it usurious practices. So I'm going to let Mr. Watts speak again towards what he had to say, because I don't think y'all quite understood what he meant with saying that they have some of the best rates, so they understand the rate stuff.
Yeah, really great point, Attorney Mathis. We've seen it, with a lot of other funding companies out there where they loan out money and then, it explodes, and then the client is unhappy at the end of the case, unhappy with the attorney's unhappy as well. We don't do any of that. We guarantee the best rate and terms. We stand by that. So if you, if you're a client looking for pre-settlement funding, feel free to shop us. If you have an offer that we can't beat or match, we'll give you a $100 gift card to wherever you want to go. Other than that, our rates are always under 3% a month, and we'll cap it for you, so we'll never go over a certain amount, even if, the case goes on for 5 or 6 years. And we make the process really simple. You're always welcome to call my cell phone as a client for, the initial intake information. My cell is 774-275-4371. Feel free to give me a call anytime, or my team in New York. And once you give us a call, we get your information. We reach out to the attorney for docs. We get those documents. Within an hour, I can get you a decision on whether or not we can fund you and how much. And we can get you the money out the same day, even if you don't have a bank account.
Did y'all hear that? The same day. That's what he said.
Even if you call me at 3:30, it'd be tight. I'll be working hard on it, but we can still get you the money out, lickety split, in less than 2 hours, if everything goes.
Hold on, man. I thought you was from Massachusetts, man. They don't use lickety split in Massachusetts.
Chowderhead and stuff. No, I am from Massachusetts. My mom said I don't have an accent because she didn't want me to sound like a Boston idiot. So I guess she did me a solid there. But other than that, I have been in Florida for about 8 years, on top of, being the Florida vice president for prime case funding. I actually do go to law school in Tampa Bay myself. So I am familiar with, the legal field and how the process works. And yeah, we just love guaranteeing the best rate and terms, making it simple for the clients, making it easy for the firms, and, getting that money that you need to hold you over before the suit settles.
That's what's up. That's prime case funding. And again, the contact information for prime case funding.
774-275-4371, or you can look us up online, Prime Case Funding. Other than that, we do fund surgeries for people. If you have a surgery you need, we'll fund that directly. And if you have another loan with another funding company, we'll buy that out and refinance it at a lower rate, which will save you money in the long term if you have one out there.
Well, that's what's up, man. So I definitely learned some new insights today, because I have a few cases where insurance has run out, and some of the LOPs, the letters of protection, the folks do not want to pay for the surgery. So that's some news that I just heard from Mr. Greg Watts. So while we got you here, what you, a New England Patriot fan?
I'm a Tom Brady fan.
So you're a Tampa Bay fan now?
No, whatever Tom Brady's playing team he's playing for, I'm gonna root for him. You can't blame me. I'm not a bandwagon fan. He's been the quarterback since I was 5. So I don't know anything besides Tom Brady. So go Brady.
Tom Brady has a very special place in our heart here in Miami, on the Strong Arm Radio in particular. Just because we feel that Tom Brady should run for president. We feel that Tom Brady is the type of individual, because Tom Brady has, young white kids like yourself, who worship him, feel that he's great. And he also has young black kids who look up to him, and that Tom Brady has shown nothing but respect towards. And that's what we need in leadership right now. We need someone who can bridge the gap between what's going on, because the current state of politicians that we have right now, nobody respect them.
Yeah, clowns.
Nobody respects them, because it's like they're inconsistent. They are, hypocrites. all they want to do is just get reelected and don't end up doing anything for the people. And when it's time to put up or shut up, whether it's health care, why don't the politicians have the same health care that they want everybody else to have? You
That
vote
makes
against.
sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the hypocrisy, and it's on both sides. They constantly giving themselves raises, to do nothing. They should get, raises based on performance, like the number of bills that get passed or something like that, man. So we don't really like politicians around here. So we've been, doing a grassroots campaign to recruit Tom Brady to run for president.
When I go back to Tampa next week, I will see if I can do a cold call on his door and get
Right.
him interested, because I second that. I've never voted myself, but if Tom Brady was
Oh,
running for president,
man.
I would vote.
Wow, you see that? See, don't let the suit and the hair fool you.
Yeah.
He done already told me he drive a Harley. Do you say drive a Harley or you say ride a Harley? You ride a Harley. Yeah, so he's already giving you the, the Opie look, but at the same time, he's giving you the badass look at the same time, man. So we just trying to figure this one out, bro.
Try to clean it up, but, love to ride my Harley without my shirt on.
Sicky. Now, y'all hear him? Y'all hear him? Now, since we talking a little sports, man, of course, we got to talk about them Dolphins, who just, 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Can we say Super Bowl bound yet or no?
Oh, wait a minute, man, because y'all was throwing them out a minute ago, man.
Wild card.
Y'all was throwing the Dolphins out a few months ago.
Just the wild card. That's it.
So no Super Bowl yet?
Not Super Bowl yet.
Premature?
You can't get too
Wild
happy
card.
right now.
Let's get a wild
I
card.
agree with Teddy. Wild
Let's
card.
get a wild card
Okay,
first.
wild card.
Yeah.
Wild card. I'm still not 1,000% Tua, but I'm 50% Tua. He's I like.
Yeah, I was just trying to
I
trade
was
him.
paying attention. Oh no, definitely. If Deshaun Watson was
Yeah.
with it, I was definitely with.
you
Yeah, but you got to dance with person that brought you to the dance.
That's right.
So, what I was impressed by Tua watching him yesterday, I was focusing because when you're watching the game on television, you got to, use the angles that they give you.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give you the opportunities to check out what you want to check out. So, yesterday, I decided I wanted to see his poise in the pocket. Dude is on. He must smoke some real nice bud before a game. Bruh just sit there in the pocket. He's very calm, under fire. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that poise, because I was asking folks, because I did not really pay attention much to Tua at Alabama. I was in my feelings because I'm like, yo, Jalen Hurts, they won a national championship with Hurts. Like, why they getting rid of him for this other guy, Tua? Like, wait his chance. And then folks were just like, Tua's the man. And then down here on sports radio, it was like tank for Tua. Like, let's lose all our games so we can get Tua number 1 in the draft. Like, that was the whole campaign. Then he got injured and he fell to 5, but we ended up getting him anyway. So I'm like, is it going to be the typical Dolphin curse that if we give up on Tua, Tua's going to do like
else.
Tannehill and then just be All-American?
Living it up. But
You said
I
that.
can see right now the one thing in the last 2 to 3 games when they're talking to Tua, just the confidence that he has in his team, which is giving him more confidence in himself. Because the quarterback, he needs to know that the line is going to protect him, that the receivers are going to run to their fastest. Everybody's going to do what they can to win. And the fact that that's what's been going on between some real great teams, I think Tua's confidence is at an all-time high right now. And he's into the team. Like, I could say one thing about him, he's not thinking about himself, he's thinking about the team. And that's what separates good players from great players.
Okay, I take that. What you say, Newkirk?
Nah, I mean, I say that give him some time. I think he's gonna become a great football player. But
We'll see.
It was a lot of people trying to get rid of him like a couple months ago, man. They try to just trade him out. Like, we
Tua
just
ain't
got
come
him.
out. Tua ain't come out
we just
here.
got him.
He didn't come out here and just sling the ball down. He made some nice throws yesterday. He made a few nice throws. I said that's nice, but don't get ahead of ourselves.
There you go.
Look at what they doing to the Kansas City quarterback. Like last year, hot butter couldn't melt in his mouth. This year, he's done.
Trash.
Like
Oh
they're-
no, bro!
trash
Please,
him all the
Mahomes
time.
is still the man.
Yeah,
he's
but
great.
they're not talking it like that. Like just
Cause they losing.
because their game yesterday, they're like he's doing this. He's terrible. So when you're
What
hot, you're hot.
they're saying with Mahomes is that, he can do the spectacular, but you got to be able to do the basic. And that when he had a guy wide open, instead of just getting the ball to him, like he did one of these,
Little flame.
unnecessary, like
Yeah.
flick it out or something like that, and it was like, see, that's something, whatever. But come on, man, Mahomes won you a Super Bowl. If a guy wins, bro, the Dolphins haven't won a Super Bowl since '72, right? Right, and this folks still running around giving the Dolphins a break from a '72 championship.
72.
Now Mahomes just won a championship a couple years ago, got you to another championship, didn't win, but got you to another championship. I think he has,
little bit
another
more
2-3
credibility.
years, 2-3 years to whatever happen. Just like with Russell Wilson in Seattle. He won you a Super Bowl. Now I starting to see their fans getting a little,
Edgy.
like who's next? Who's in the
coming.
rear view? I think he's gonna be the next big free agent.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go.
You heard it
somewhere.
here. You heard it here.
Definitely.
Maybe Atlanta, because Sierra gonna want to come home and bring her man.
Exactly.
Wasn't he going back to
I'm gonna
Charlotte?
tell y'all, but y'all
Oh, no,
know
it's Cam Newton.
you got
Yeah.
to really pay attention, and I ain't want to say it, but ever since they connected, his game kind of went. You know what I mean? I think she's putting too much on him.
Oh, Lord.
Cause,
Oh, the ride the bike stuff.
yeah, man, like because ever since she started being with Sierra, it's like his game kind of went down. He ain't that man that he used to be.
No, bro. I disagree. I agree with you that the results have gone down. The productivity has not. Because if you watch the games, if you watch the Seattle games, you'll see he's an elite passer. He's an elite quarterback. The problem is that the way they run their offense in Seattle, it's like it's always you keep it close, keep it conservative, and then let Russell win the game or try to win the game like toward the end instead of just coming out blowing the team out. Like that's what I think Russell Wilson can do, the exact thing that Mahomes does in Kansas City, but they don't allow him to do that in Seattle. They say, all right, we're down by 2 scores, go get him, Russell. And then he'll come in and play like that instead of just, man, let's air it out, from the beginning. So,
And Mahomes is only 25 years old. It's good. And he's having one bad year, but he's still a relatively young guy.
I mean, both of them, you got Mahomes and my man from the
Lamar
Ravens,
Jackson.
Lamar. Like both of them, like this year, they've had those challenging years. I want to say,
bro, the
Growing
NFL is definitely going to, and that's why we got to give our props to the GOAT, Tom Brady, because Tom Brady has withstood and weathered, the storm. And you would think every year the defensive coordinators be like, oh, we got something for this
Figure
guy.
out. No.
We done figured it out. This man is sitting there like he's playing, 3D chess, and everybody else is playing Chinese checkers or playing checkers, bro. Like, for real, it's not even, like, he doesn't, first of all, when he scrambles, he ends up getting 15, 20 yards, because he runs at the right time, and he can't run.
Yeah.
Like, he hadn't gotten faster. Because if you remember, as the 6th-round pick coming out of Michigan, and they show, if you ever look at the old combines, and you see him running, bro, like he's jogging. He's awkward, running like Abraham Lincoln, like real awkward. You know what I'm saying?
Abraham Lincoln.
Bruh, he looked real awkward. But on that football field, he has football speed and he has football intelligence. It's like he in the Matrix, bruh. He in the Matrix. He done figured it out. And I think Russell Wilson's, spidey sense has been compromised due to Sierra. I will agree that something's been compromised. Something's been compromised.
Yep.
And let me segue, man. I don't want us to get too far afield without commemorating the late great Bob Dole. This is Bob Dole. Bob Dole passed away at 98. Last Republican presidential nominee back in 1996. I really liked Bob Dole, man. He was a great senator, conservative but fair. When Bob Dole says something, that's why he would always say, Bob Dole says, Bob Dole don't play that. That's where homie, got his character from. Homie don't play that. He got it from Bob Dole. Homie don't play that. Bob Dole doesn't play that. Bob Dole, who was married to Elizabeth Dole, the senator out of North Carolina and the former head of the Red Cross. Bob Dole was the man. World War II, almost got his whole arm shot off.
Yeah.
Like
They
this
left him
man.
for dead on a battlefield in Italy.
Yeah, man. This
Tough guy.
Yes, tough guy. Bob Dole, much respect, much love for his family. In 98 years, man, definitely.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. I wonder, like, you say God is playing a trick on you, man. Like, you don't let me live all the way to 98 and you won't keep me around for the extra 2? Like, come on, man. Like, you could have killed me a year ago, bruh. 2-3 years ago. Like, you gonna let me get to 98 and let me sniff 100 and not live to 100? There's like, no, Bob, you're never gonna be the guy. You're never gonna be the guy, Bob.
Not even the 100-year-old guy.
Right, he was like, hey, he probably was thinking in his mind, he's like, yo, I'll be the oldest, living former senator, make it to 100.
President
Guy
nominee.
like, nope.
Do they make that in retirement?
I don't know.
That'd be nice.
I don't know.
That'd be nice.
I don't know. But I know he's probably still getting his
Some kind of
pension
pay.
from
Yeah.
the Senate because he was in Congress over 36 years. 36 years. So, it's taking a lot of our folks home, and of course our own Carrie Meek, former Congresswoman Meek. She's there's a 3-day observance for her. Word is a couple presidents and over 60 sitting and former members of Congress, going to be in town. So, if you're not going to the funeral at Antioch in Miami Gardens, I suggest you stay from over there. It's going to probably be like worse than the Dolphin game because, just the motorcades alone. Because if it's a, if Biden comes down, he going to have his motorcade. Then any of the former presidents, they going to have their motorcade. So I would suggest you go pay your respect today. I believe she's going to be laying at rest at Miami-Dade College. And after that, she's going to be sitting at Antioch for the next few days. I don't know if you're going to be able to actually make that funeral, but, we definitely appreciate everything that Congresswoman Meek, did for this community. And she would definitely be missed. And her legacy, will live on, man. And this lets us think about, those dinosaurs, I'm going to call them now, those dinosaurs like on the Republican side, Mariana Ross Layton, folks who had allies on each side of the aisle. Nowadays, man, it's you either in my tribe or you don't deserve to breathe. Like, that's crazy. And the thing is, no one outside of politics thinks that way. Nobody. Because if you have children, when you go to the parent-teacher conference, or you go to school events and activities, and there are things you have to do with other parents, you're not talking politics. You're just talking, what's in the best interest of your child and making sure they have the resources that they need. So folks may come and sponsor something for the kids or a trip or something like that. Nobody's talking about their political, persuasion and whatnot. So we need new leadership. We need total new leadership. Right now the big thing is abortion. And the Supreme Court, which has 6 conservative justices, basically saying that Roe v. Wade, which has been the law since 72, is going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. And
it's crazy.
I'm going to listen to what you got to say, DJ Newkirk, because I'm going to tell it to you like this, bro. You know what?
What?
And this is selfish on my part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care no more. Now, when I was in college, maybe law school,
Yeah.
The ability to spend $600, not saying that I've ever spent $600, was something that might be budgeted.
It's 800 now.
Says the Harley rider. But so when you come and tell me right now at 51 years old, Newkirk, I'm not losing any sleep. I'm not losing any sleep right now if they tell me that, hey, Roe v. Wade is a wrap.
I mean, I'm not really either because, you got to worry about your family, but I think it does take away from a woman being able to go ahead, have a right to do what they want to do with their body.
And guess how many women are responsible for the current state of the Supreme Court and the prior state of the White House?
Mm-hmm.
White women.
Mm-hmm.
White women who voted against their economic and potentially biological interests to maintain the whole stature and the status of being on a pedestal and being taken care of, and that they homies gonna take care of them. That they homies are gonna be there to take care of them.
Because
so
they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry.
It doesn't matter about your economic interests. It doesn't matter because your sons, your husbands, your father, they're going to make sure somehow y'all okay.
Right.
This whole stuff with abortion laws or whatever, because you know what? Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If your daughter, 15, 16 years old, got pregnant, and Florida passed the law that you can't have an abortion here, after you sit with your daughter and y'all make a decision, and your daughter makes a decision that, it's too early for her to have a child and she's not ready to be a mother or whatever, you have the resources, your family has the resources where y'all will fly to Georgia, or y'all will fly to Tennessee, or y'all will go
buy a pill online.
To go over here and handle this, get that situation handled.
Right.
So the rules are such that,
No, you're right.
That's how this country was built. So just so if you think in those terms, like who are the ones that's going to be
the less fortunate.
Exactly.
And that's the problem, the less fortunate, but their voice isn't out there to be spoken because they're not out there voting like you're saying right now, but unfortunately it's going to really hurt, and it's going to hurt the community because who's going to go ahead and who's going to look out for those children?
When the world is overran by baby kids, they will see
what happened. See what we were trying to stop.
That's it.
Bruh, the same thing about gun control. The only way to get gun control is to show a bunch of images of black people walking around with assault weapons. You have a bunch of black people walking around with assault weapons, and all of a sudden, wait. Is that legal? is that legal?
But they just did the same thing.
Hey, we did the same. We did that.
Yeah.
Just like we dropped the bomb on Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Right.
But it's a non-starter for Iran to develop a nuclear bomb. Are you crazy? We cannot
Allow
let them
that.
do to
What we
us
do.
potentially what we have done to other people. We're no. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
We are the United States of America.
That's true.
You know, God bless America and no place else. And no place else. So, you know, we just got to understand that. That's what it is. We live in a gangster land. We are a gangster nation.
Yeah.
And until everybody understands that, you know, you just got to understand. You got to understand it, bruh. So you can't, like, have the rise when you see certain things that happen. No, you got to make it like you good with it. Because you make it that you good with it, that's how you're going to get change.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're good with it, oh, it's something wrong. But if you out there in the streets and you like, oh, no, you know, a woman's right to choose and all this other stuff like that. Nah, you got to start doing it like Teddy T said. Baby.
Baby kids.
You got to be like, yo, I'm trying to have 12, 15 kids. I'm trying to have 12, 15 kids. I'm trying to overrun the system. You know, the emergency rooms, all that. That's going to be my primary physician. You know what I'm saying?
But then they're going to
pay
try to make
all
put
my
other laws.
EBTs. I want the EBTs. I need my Section 8 housing where I can house all my kids. Matter of fact, y'all got to get me a mansion because I got 15 kids. I got 15 kids. There's no way I can put all these kids in this two-bedroom
home.
I need at least 10 with a pool. Of course,
You got to get a pool.
We need a
Kids
pool
got to get in the
and a
water.
sauna.
They got to learn how to
They
swim.
gotta learn how to swim.
Because, you know,
they must.
They must.
They must.
They must.
They must. And I need a gun range in the back. Because they know, you know, with these resources that I'm getting,
Yeah.
you know, we gotta be strapped at all times.
At all times.
At all times.
You never know what can
At
happen.
all times. Then all of a sudden folks be like, you don't say. You don't say. So you mean that if we make an investment that they can terminate a pregnancy early, then we wouldn't have to pay for the mansion. Wouldn't have to pay for the education. You know, but if you out there, oh, woe is me, what are we gonna do? Then folks are gonna be like, just what you doing. Because while you on that, while a rat just bit your sister Nell, Whitey's on the moon. You're distracted with this. Whitey's on the moon, bruh. Russia just blew up one of their satellites and got 5,000 pieces of debris
Out in space.
in the atmosphere right above the International Space Station.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we around here talking about, man, what am I gonna do if you know what I'm saying? I can't get the Plan B pill, or if I can't get what am I gonna do? Man, please don't get distracted.
No.
Don't get distracted. That's all I'm saying. Teddy T, I see you got something on your mind, bro.
No, you know, it's just everything, you know. You got the Biden coming back to protect Ukraine, you know. Like that's just automatic, like, hey, remember we paid you.
Oh, you already know Biden owes the Ukraine.
You remember we paid you.
You already know Biden owes Ukraine.
You know.
You already know
we
that.
was expecting this moment to happen, so we already took
Right,
care
so
of
y'all
you.
already know. We've given you guys lethal and non-lethal. And Vladimir Putin is out, you know, coming out saying that it's all good. That he's saying that, you know, Biden doesn't miss a thing, which lets you know he done missed a whole lot of stuff. And Putin, the intelligence officer, comes out and says, man, that guy Biden doesn't miss a thing. Bro,
He
you
done
already
missed
know it's all
everything.
kind of underground.
He done missed
Bro, it's all
everything.
kind of underground trains. They got a missile. They ready to launch right now. They strike Biden right in the presidential bedroom, bro. Right in the presidential bedroom. I did not like that. When I heard that, when I was like, well, you heard Vladimir Putin said Biden doesn't miss a thing. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What is it? Elon Musk said that that now a president shouldn't be over 70. Like, should there be a number that a president could be? 65, I'd say, maybe.
Bruh, when I tell you 1984 I was in 8th grade. Joe Biden was running for president. When I was in 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade. When I was in college, Anita Hill, came to prominence when Clarence Thomas was nominated to the Supreme Court. I was, I think, 91, 92. I was in my senior year in college. And Joe Biden was the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. And he grilled her up, and he came in there and wouldn't allow her to, present certain thing that, now we got 2 individuals on the Supreme Court who are potentially, this is the one we recording. See, if we weren't recording this one, I would have said something. But I would just want to say we had accusations that, Clarence Thomas, who replaced the late, great Thurgood Marshall, second only to James Madison in terms of the number of successful wins in front of the United States Supreme Court. Thurgood Marshall is replaced by Clarence Thomas. And
Don't
Clarence
make any
Thomas,
sense.
bro, when you talking about his confirmation hearings about leaving pubic hairs on a lady's Coca-Cola can. Like, that's what we're talking about. And now we got a guy in Kavanaugh who is, supposedly as a trust fund baby, chilling at the country clubs and whatnot, terrorizing the other trust fund babies, and the frat boys and whatnot, taking these young ladies and doing all this other stuff, and the FBI come to find out they didn't even investigate it. Like, they didn't even investigate the allegations of, these folks coming out saying, hey, this is what he did. Like, this is what he did to me, and this is what it was. And now these are the same individuals, to make a full circle, these are the same individuals, who are going to come in all of a sudden now and say a woman doesn't have, a right of privacy, which is a right that is not found in the United States Supreme Court. So, ask me the question as an attorney, is there standing to reverse Roe versus Wade?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because there is no right to privacy that is in our United States Constitution. It's in the Florida Constitution. In the Florida Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, it's in there, which specifically gives the right of privacy. But there is no right to privacy in the United States Constitution. So they forged that. They created that. Like,
It wasn't amended. They didn't amend it in.
no, they haven't. They haven't amended the Constitution. They haven't changed it to do it. And so what, all the United States Supreme Court can do if they reverse, and I granted 50 years of precedent. And you don't do that lightly. But granted, 50 years of precedent. Do you know all you have to do, Newkirk?
What's that?
You have to have those 437 individuals in Washington, D.C. come out and do their job and pass abortion right.
Right.
That's it. And then you've taken that power away from the courts, the unelected judges. You've taken that away. The folks go up there and do their job.
They're worried about getting not being reelected.
So So right now, this is totally political.
It is.
So the only thing that's going to happen now is, the Democrats on a off-year election after a Democrat wins the White House, then typically they get hammered in the midterms. So the midterm that's coming in 2022, the momentum, you've already seen what happened in Virginia. Terry McAuliffe trying to blame everything on Trump, and the new guy came in there, and he came in there with an African-American lieutenant governor, female at that. So to think they're going to come with the same old playbook, nah, they're not doing that. See, folks is still taking victory laps, and other folks they'll regroup. They done totally come back and regroup and say this is what it is. So when you talk about, a woman's right, to choose in her body, it is not founded. Like, you cannot go and find anything in the United States Constitution that says a woman has the right to terminate a pregnancy.
Right.
There's nothing.
There's none of that.
None of that.
None of that. At
None
all.
of that. So,
But there's a lot of things that need to be changed in the Constitution, just like the 1/3 law, all that. Like, I mean, with the slavery. And
right, and
people
that's
being
why
in
you have
jails,
the
we gotta
amendments. That's why you end up having the amendments to the
Right.
Constitution, because it was, Teddy talks about it often, when you start talking about, being a naturalized citizen.
Mhm.
Like, folks, if you were born in the United States, supposed to be a citizen. Well, it wasn't the case due to slavery, so you had to come up with the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, and then the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship,
Right.
because otherwise it wasn't the case. And then they still carved out an exception to involuntary servitude, which is for prisons.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, look what we're gonna do. Hey, wait. Don't
Don't
rush
worry.
us yet.
Yeah.
Don't rush us yet. We're gonna get your same workforce. We're gonna get your same workforce, and we're just gonna sentence them.
Yeah.
We're gonna sentence them right back to the place that they were working for generations.
Straight back
But
to the
people
South.
don't look at it from that perspective. It's like, because the owners, just think about it. You're an owner, and you got 1,000 acres of land.
Yeah.
You got
and
nobody
you don't
to
got
work it
nobody
no
to
more.
work it, and you're
So-
not gonna go out there and do it.
And you showing up to your mayor or your
Congressman,
legislator,
whoever.
your
Yeah.
congressman, whatever, with your shotgun, and your few folks with you saying, what the hell am I supposed to do
Now.
with 1,000 acres of land and no niggers around here to work it? They like, wait, calm down, Jeffro, calm down, Jeffro. We got some laws on the books
Yep.
that if we see 3 of them together
Yep.
and they got nothing to do, that's loitering, and we're gonna sentence their ass 20 years of hard labor. How's that for you? Let's see. Bruh,
They helped round up a couple of them.
for real. Think about it, man.
Crazy,
This
man.
whole thing is economic. If you
It
look
is.
at it from an economic perspective and understanding like who the United States was and what we represented to the world, at that time when textiles, when cotton was king, tobacco, we're supplying all of the, the discretionary, folks who got extra bread, like they're, want to sit back and unwind. Like, I need some of that Virginia tobacco. Over here, I'm having a party, at, in Buckingham Palace. I'm having a nice party. I got the Dukes, coming or whatever, man. We need some quail from, we need all of that. And they tried to do it with the Native Americans. Like, if you see the story of, what's her name? Sacagawea.
Sacagawea, yeah.
Sacagawea. If you
yeah.
see the story, bro, and how like she was captive after helping the people, and they held her captive, and they took her over to England. When they took her to England and come in, and that's where she had her portrait painted. But the whole thing was over there, man. There was exploitation. It's money and resources, and it was like a commercial without being a commercial. That's how they did commercials. They didn't have video and stuff like that. So you bring somebody, you go get a pygmy from Africa, and you go and put him with Ringling Brothers and tour the country and see how that feeds into all kind of stereotypes and all kind of things. Like, folks, you got places right now in 2021, they have never seen any black people live.
Wow.
Go to some parts of Montana. Go to some parts of Maine.
Yeah.
Go to some places, bro. Like, people that you think like that don't have a racist bone in their body, but have not been exposed. Quaker country, you go up in there, man. Like, it's people haven't been exposed, and so if you haven't been exposed, then you're more, liable to hear somebody say something and you're gonna believe it.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna believe it. Like folks used to say black people had tails.
Right.
Like that was, like when the troops went to fight in World War I and World War II, like the folks was like, where's your tail? Because that was the information, the propaganda that was coming.
Wow.
Coming,
So they
man.
was-
So
wow.
just know that. Like, just understand and think bigger. Never think about what they're giving you. Don't never think about what the news networks are giving you, because it stopped being about the news after Walter Cronkite
Yeah.
and all those guys, man. It stopped being about the news. It's about ratings and it's about advertisers. That's who run the world. And then the Citizens United case, which gives corporations, the unique ability to spend as much money. So that gives a billionaire way more votes than the individual.
Right.
It's supposed to be one man, one vote.
Right.
But if you're a billionaire, you can compile yourself a couple 100,000 votes.
Yeah.
That's true.
If you're a billionaire, So what we got to say, man? Anything else? Tell us how we can get in touch with you, Mr. Watts, man. Appreciate you
Yes,
for
sir.
rocking with us.
Yeah, so if you look us up online, Prime Case Funding, you'll see my office. We're headquartered out of New York. Our phone number will be there. And as I said, even though I'm the Florida Vice President, I'm never too busy to take your phone call or text. Feel free to give me a call at 774-275-4371. And thank you, Attorney Mathis, for having me on today. Learned a lot from speaking with you. If I graduate law school, I hope to be an attorney like you someday, sir.
Hey, that's what it is, man. He doesn't just play one on TV, but he's in there letting you know what we talk about. And one thing that BB Lewis, told us last week, you want to educate yourself on whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean, a formal education, but you never want to stop learning. I saw one of his tips for engineers. And he says, hey, if you got downtime, once you learn an instrument, it'll go way further, in your engineering work if you learn to play an instrument. So shout out to BB. Teddy T.
Well, I just want to shout out over the weekend the college football setting. Georgia, Alabama went at it. Alabama beat Georgia. So now Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, and Cincinnati. Michigan and Alabama play at the Orange Bowl, and Cincinnati and Georgia play.
So the real championship is going to be Michigan and Alabama at the Orange Bowl. That semifinal game.
That's just,
I understand. That semifinal game is going to be the best game. I remember.
Right?
No, Morehouse and University of Miami. That the U. The U. But I remember a few years ago when they first started the Bowl Championship Series, and Notre Dame had to play Alabama at the Orange Bowl. Like, we knew that was going to be it. And that was when they had the linebacker who lied. Lied, and I think he got he was the Hawaiian or the Samoan brother out of Notre Dame, and he got what do you call it? Fish. What is it, man? Oh my God, what's the word, man? They got a whole series on MTV.
Catfish.
Catfish.
Right.
Yeah,
Catfish.
he got catfish, or he claimed he got catfish. Like, had a whole. Bro, you are like the Heisman Trophy candidate, bro. And you sitting there getting catfished.
On like Craigslist or something.
Got catfish on
Right.
social
So
media.
it was like, man, bruh. But he's still playing, so he got over it. That lets you know that, I guess he put it behind him. But he's doing all right. He's still playing.
Yeah, Michigan and Alabama, that's going to be a big game at the Orange Bowl.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a big
That's gonna
game.
be a big old
Big
game.
game.
Man. And then
man, is trying to hire Oregon's coach Mario Cristobal.
that'd be something else.
Yeah, that would be cool. I like Mario Cristobal. I think his name came up down here back in the day. Yeah. So take us out of here, Teddy.
Well, we
Still got a few more minutes to.
Well, what else
push
you
on.
want to talk about now?
So shoot, man. How's law been with you, my brother? How's law? What's going on, man? How I mean,
Boo. Boo.
Let's do a recap with DR Basil because Cardi B was down here this weekend.
Oh yeah, and Cardi B. So talk about Cardi B in 11. Can you speak to going into 11 and the sisters who, weren't let in to 11 that were prepared to buy tables and whatnot?
Yep. So she really voiced her opinion about the what they call the profiling that they do at the clubs, and she went out and she really talked about it on social media about everything because she actually saw it firsthand going down. So big ups to Cardi for pointing that out. And
you hear my take on it?
Go ahead.
What happened exactly?
So anybody that's down here in Miami, right? If you grew up in South Florida, you understand, if you hear of a place on 99 Jams or Hot 105 or one of the underground stations, it's pretty much going to be what you heard. But there are other places that people from all over the world, they hear about and that they go to, like your Live, like your Story, like your 11, your very, very, very most popular exchange, like your most popular spots,
The
tourist
mansion
spots
back in the day.
right? Mansion back in the day.
Amnesia.
So when you get to those spots, you have the doorman, and the doorman, think about, for my out of towners, think about the old Studio 54. Studio 54, and you had the folks out there, and you had the crowds of people outside, and they're like, we'll let you in. Or if you're a guy, you got to have 4 or 5 girls with you.
Right.
It's a certain little thing or whatever. So the profiling that Teddy T was talking about was in front of Club 11. And at Club 11, you had some sisters who was calling out to Cardi B as she was going in. She's like, they was like, Cardi B, why is it that 11 not letting us in? And we was ready to buy bottles and buy a table, and they wouldn't let us in. So Cardi B stopped, and she was like, let them in, and then started a little protest. Let them in, let them in, let them in, whatever. But Teddy don't want to get into, but you know what that profile is.
Yeah.
It's like they love our look, they love our sound, they love our music. They just don't like us so much.
Right.
Like if you are not the famous guy, you know what I mean? So they will let the famous guy in, and unfortunately with his entourage, with guys that we don't necessarily want to deal with, but he's with him, so we'll take that. But if you don't know the promoter and you don't know the guys at the door, and you just roll up as just, I'm a brother with some money in my pocket, they're like, man, keep your money. Like, we don't want you in here. So that's what happened with Cardi B, which is something that's been going on.
It has been forever.
For forever.
It's good that she said something
Down here, it's like catching a cab in New York. It's trying to get into a club in South Florida. So keep going, Teddy.
And Lizzo performed yesterday, and Lizzo did some interesting artwork. She actually painted her butt and was posted and had people actually shopping. Teddy. She made it an NFT even.
She made an NFT of her butt?
She made an NFT of the paint on her butt.
Tom Joyner used to be in love with Gladys Knight. I think Teddy T is in love with Lizzo. I can tell the way he talks about it. Like every time he just finds a way to just throw Lizzo in.
I mean, you got to. Reason. She's the only one in her bracket. There's not another Lizzo type out there, so any type of press.
Yeah, I saw it, man, but I didn't even look. I didn't open it up, but in the suggested memes, like I just saw a big girl twerking, and it was like, Lizzo is at it again. I don't want to see it personally, but I understand because I know you like some of the things.
It's just art.
Right.
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 It's the art of the body. I
already know without knowing, Teddy. I already know how far you willing to take it. What else, bro?
Let me think. What else?
What about that Chris Cuomo?
We got Chris Cuomo got officially fired.
Officially fired by CNN.
And they did the whole story on him like he was nobody. Like Like, now Chris Cuomo's fired. Let's go to updates. And they broke him
Now they
down.
done came back with the accusation from when he was on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, saying he had a sexual harassment claim from ABC. So
Cuomo
you know,
brothers.
yeah, but I knew something was gonna happen with Chris Cuomo when he caught COVID, because after he caught COVID, you had the guy who had the motorcycle, who was the neighbor, I guess, at his place up in the Hamptons, and they was out there for a little gathering, and they was out there in the backyard, and then the guys like started filming, and Cuomo was like he was gonna beat his ass. He was
Oh,
gonna,
yeah, I
like,
remember
he was
that,
gonna like, you know, do something to him or whatever, and like, and the guy was just whatever. So you could kind of get the sense of, you know, the same stuff, bruh. I would say the same mentality that the Trump kids had, the Cuomo kids had. Like, let's just keep it 1,000, which is, you know who my dad is.
That's it.
You know my dad. You know my dad. So, you know, we got to get out of this political realm and look more so in terms of how everybody's going to do it. I'm sure the Kennedy kids have to pull that Kennedy card. You from Massachusetts. I'm sure you probably got some stories where, you know, the Kennedy kids, you know, got into some stuff that, you know, the folks kept it swept it under the rug.
Ted Kennedy got away with killing a girl in the 60s. Remember, he drove
Yeah,
his car
yeah,
off
Senator
a bridge.
Ted Kennedy,
he drove
yeah,
his car
yeah,
off a bridge
Senator
because
Ted
of who
Kennedy.
his parents were,
Yeah,
his brother.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
George Bush, he got away with a couple things.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. So folks, when they get this political stuff, all of a sudden they forget like just how things are growing up. Like they forget, and they put it in this lens, and the thing that gets me is that they never understand that it's only a matter of time before you're going to be exposed. It's only a matter of time.
That's it.
And that's the thing that this day and age has shown me. Like, whoever's up there saying something, whatever, like, you know, Aaron Rodgers doing his thing, whatever, and it's like, oops, I guess I ain't really get the vaccination because I'm Superman. My doctor has told me that I am Superman, and if I take these substances, it will keep me fine and well. But AB got suspended for 3 games, Antonio Brown. Well, because he lied about the card. Oh, that's the difference. He lied about the card.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing.
Okay.
He said something, but Aaron Rodgers didn't say anything.
He misled people.
Right.
Well,
He just didn't answer the question.
Right.
Are you vaccinated? Well, see, after I left Disney World, everything was different. You know?
I want to bet within a year, Chris Cuomo gets his job back. CNN did hire back the guy who got caught with his pants down on
of
Zoom.
course.
Remember that?
Jeff Tobin. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Who was,
They'll
he
hire
didn't
him
have his
back.
pants down. He was jacking off.
Yeah, and the
He was
I know
jacking
what I can
off.
say on the radio.
Oh, yeah, we
he
could
was
definitely
jerking it.
say it. Yeah, he was jerking off, and he was like, hey, I didn't know I didn't know my camera was recorded. My bad.
Can you believe they have nobody where apparently like they got to hire that guy back? Like, I'd take his
He had
job.
good
Well, I mean,
ratings.
you don't think he'd go to another
He had good
station?
ratings. That's why the ratings was
But
down.
he'll correspond. Like, he just comes on and give legal. He's a senior legal
Yeah.
analyst, bruh.
Anyway.
You don't need
Yeah.
him, man. Exactly. I could totally do that. We doing that right now.
And then the last thing, the National Guard, the security guard at the Pentagon said that the generals waited. They lied in front of Congress about January 6th about the response for the National Guard.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting on the next round of hearings. But how about this one? Here's something. Trump knew that he had tested positive 3 days before the presidential debate when your boy Biden was 77 years old, bruh, in the midst of the pandemic.
Trying to get rid of the competition.
Hey, I'm just trying to. Hey, that make me feel better about Trump, bruh. That make me
Trying to kill him.
That make me
That
feel
was a
better.
hit. Hey, that was a attempted hit, man.
Bruh, that make me feel better about Trump. Like Trump can't, like, man, bruh, you ain't even like stay away from the guy, nothing like that. You just like went over there and then you bumped him and all. I was like, wow, man.
Wow. On that note, We'll take it out.
She came in contact with 500 people.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there, well out there, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy?
Good afternoon. Welcome to a Monday edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother,
Going down.
And I hope that you are having the time of your life.
All right, go ahead. Right.
Good afternoon. Welcome to a Monday edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reginald Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wildman Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron the Mound Builder.
Hey, everybody. It's a mild Monday, and we're here to represent mildly.
And behind the wheels of steel, we have Dr. Spock, DJ Newkirk. What it do, sir?
We here. We keeping it moving.
Yes, indeed, man. And we got a very, very special guest for you guys. We have Mr. Thunder, Greg Watts.
Hey, what up?
And
In the building.
it's going to be with us, all day, man. And what's the name of your company?
Prime Case Funding.
Prime Case Funding, man. So if you got your lawsuits out there and it's taking you a little minute, call them up. Get your bread on the same day.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.